Hello everybody. Yeah, I'm here again, to be honest. In fact, beyond to be honest. I am absolutely boiling. Absolutely boiling. It has been, I believe it's like 28 degrees today in London. Like 38 degrees on the actual tube, or the buses specifically. Just absolutely horrific. So I've just decided to sit here. I did go to the spot across the road, and I could not be bothered to sit there because you had a man in a mobility scooter just playing techno music as loud as fucking possible. Like, please, I just want to sit in peace while a giant plane with a roaring engine flies over me. It's just mental. But yeah, it's just one of those, like I said, I legitimately cannot be bothered to walk and talk. I'd rather just sit on this wooden pole and the planes will just directly fly over me while you people, whoever that is, decides to listen into some idiot talking about these specific notes right there. Those specific notes there. And what exactly do those notes say? Well, it says me, history and form. Do you know, there is somebody that's actually done a me, because I do it occasionally when I'm Juice. And when Juice, they bring up the teams of whoever it is, and I'll just immediately look. It's pathetic, isn't it? But certainly, you know, obviously we did the stream. Well, I say we. Me, Gary and Triggerlips did the stream last night. Really enjoyed it. Spoke for a further 10 minutes after the specific stream itself. Just talking absolute nonsense, to be honest with you. But certainly it was a really enjoyable. I mean, the 2 hours 20 minutes flew by, and I mean absolutely flew by. It was pretty, you know, it's always a good, you always know it's a good stream when basically you are having a really good, interesting conversation. I'd like to think it was interesting, and the audience are enjoying it, and the time just vanishes. I'd like to think that. I'd like to think that's the case. But certainly from our standpoint, obviously it was reviewing game week, the upcoming game week 35. I'm a bit gutted really, because I said to Ray about captaincy, I was really buoyant on the Mbermo captaincy. Unfortunately, surprise, surprise, history, current form does not suggest captaining Mbermo. In fact, I mean, ironically, I mean, it even suggests don't even bother bringing him in this week. I haven't made the move yet. I haven't actually made the move whatsoever. I'm going to be doing that tonight after the match. Not for the fact that I'm worried he'll get injured. He's not going to get injured, but I think it's more just the simple fact of see how he performs. I mean, ironically, I probably won't even watch. In fact, I won't be watching the game. I'll probably watch the darts. That's more interesting to me, because I know tonight's game is the way FPL works. And Nick says it's a simple case of, well, if Mbermo blanked last time round, he's going to get this goal against this week. If you're expecting an Mbermo goal, he's going to blank. There's just so many FPL ways this specific game, but I do expect, because of the odds on the amount of people that's brought him in, I think that for me it's just a case of, yeah, he's probably going to score tonight along with Vista, and I'm going to be lucky to get just the 4 points for appearance points from Milenkovic and Murillo, to be honest with you. So that's how it's going to pan out for me and Ray, based on the way this season's gone for me and Ray. It's going to be great. We're expecting 4 points, just appearance points from Milenkovic and Murillo. They're at home. They've got a really good defensive record at home. And then tonight they go and concede 4 goals, a yellow card each, so they both end up on minus points. Be typical, that, wouldn't it? Be absolutely typical. But it's funny because this game just seems to, well, it has gone on for so long finally concludes tonight, and I'm just nonplussed about it. Like I stated, I won't be watching the game tonight. I'll be, like I said, I'll be watching the darts, then probably continue watching Oz, so I'm able to do that now, and then it'll be a simple case of, you know, tuning in to see what the final score is, and then getting depressed when I see it's 1-1 or 2-1 to Brentford. But like I stated, it's really funny because with the form book and the history and everything, truth be told, this particular game week is not looking very profitable unless you are captaining Man City assets, specifically Marmouche. In fact, I said to Ray, it's pretty grim reading when it comes to that side of things, when it comes to the side of strikers up against Wolves. From Man City, they do very, very well. Admittedly, that name is Haaland or Alvarez. Haaland or Alvarez, they always seem to do well against Wolves. In fact, the striker that's played against Wolves for Man City, in total they've got 10 goals. Now, admittedly, Haaland has got about 6 of them. He scored 4 in one game, for crying out loud. But Kevin De Bruyne scored 3 or 4 against Wolves as well. So maybe there is an omen for just, because Ray was saying go safety with Marmouche, and I think, to be honest with you, that probably is going to be the way. But the way Wolves are playing at the moment, I wouldn't be surprised if Marmouche actually blanked. But at least I've got him. That's what I've got to look at that as, is that the popular captaincy picks, I have every single player. Marmouche, Salah, Isaac, and then it's a case of, do you have the balls to captain Burmo? Do you have the balls to captain Bowen? Because we are at that time of the season where taking those risks, those calculated risks, could be potentially worth it. Sat there. It's not exactly the most comfortable chair. It's not even a chair, it's a piece of wood. But yeah, when I was doing my predictions for not just in Gary's stream, but even when inputting them in Super Brew, I have got pretty much every home team winning by a scoreline of 2-1, because I do think that a lot of these matches are very, very, very hard to call, very difficult to call. There's a couple of games with potential upsets, I don't know, like the likes of Bournemouth away at Arsenal. Bournemouth away at Arsenal, I can genuinely see a potential upset. The history's in Arsenal's favour, but actually the current form is going with a 2-2 draw, for instance. Now Ray's thinking that through his heart that Arsenal are going to win, but from a complete neutral point of view, I think that Bournemouth have enough about them to get a result. Admittedly, history suggests that Bournemouth struggle against Arsenal, which is true. They struggle big time against Arsenal, but we're coming into a period now where basically Arsenal are really focusing. Look at, again, the camera will do this no justice how beautiful that is. Fucking huge! Absolutely fucking huge. I'm waiting for the Airbus to go there, but they've done their rounds now, the big planes have done. and now it's going to be the rubbish smaller planes. Yeah, like I say, the fixtures this week I find very hard to call. And you know, with Man City Wolves, I've gone just because of the form of Wolves at the moment. I think they will cause problems for Man City, but Man City's form of late has been really, really good, like really good. They've kept a lot of clean sheets in all competitions. I think it's in the last 7 matches in all comps. They've kept 4, maybe 5 clean sheets. That's how relentless they are at the moment, Man City. So I've gone 2-1, but history's going 3-1 and the form's saying 2-0. Make of that what you will with, if you are going with, obviously the safety captaincy pick this week is Mamouche. Again, Aston Villa versus Fulham. Aston Villa has their season completely crumbled around them, where a bit like Nottingham Forest, knocked out of the FA Cup, which means that now they're just focusing on Champions League. It's just a simple fact. So, because of Aston Villa's home form, I'm going with a 2-1 victory. Fulham's form is just all over the place at the moment. Really is all over the place, and I mean the form is suggesting a 2-1 victory to Aston Villa. Cannot keep clean sheets. They're absolutely hopeless when it comes to keeping a clean sheet. So I expect Fulham to score, but again, I've gone with, you guessed it, 2-1. History though, Aston Villa, they do like playing. Aston Villa do like playing Fulham. It's going 3-1. Everton Ipswich is the interesting one. Everton, who completely safe now, they're going to be looking at next season basically, and I believe that they should be coming out on top of this. 1-0, 2-0. History though, dates all the way back to the year 2000, so that's going the opposite way round. It's thinking Ipswich will win. Now, Ipswich away from home, weirdly, are actually better. Ipswich away from home are better than they are at home. So, the home form of Everton at the moment, lots of draws. So I tell you what, if you're a betting man, which I am, 50p on Everton to draw with Ipswich may not be a bad shout. Going 2-2 with the form. 2-2 with the form for Everton versus Ipswich. And of course, we move on to the drabs of teams this season. Leicester at home to Southampton. Jesus God Almighty, can we just gloss over this, Steve-O? Yeah, we can. I'm going 2-1. History's going 4-1. And the form is suggesting 1-1. That sounds like fun, doesn't it? 1-1. Just completely cancel each other out. Be great, won't it? Here's another big one. Certainly, from that standpoint, that's just a game no one gives a flying fuck about. Arsenal Bournemouth, of course, people like Ray, as an Arsenal fan, are going to be extremely interested to see how that specific game goes. Look, I've got it as me. I mean, in the score predictor, I'm going to be putting 1-1. History, though, suggesting Arsenal to win comfortably, 3-0, and the form is suggesting 2-2. 2-2 is going to be the form there for Arsenal. Another big plane coming. Sorry, I just love recording the big planes. Not that it makes any difference to any of you lot watching this, but listen to that engine. turn on that. Look at the turn on that. But the main games I think that most people are interested in is going to be on Sunday. For anybody that cares, me and Gary are going to do a lot, well, not a live, but we're going to record a video, like a quick video beforehand, giving our thought process about the games on Sunday. We're going to be out all day, and then it's just going to be a case of recording our reaction live, like I did beforehand, recording it live and seeing how we do on the Sunday games. The simple answer will be based on last time, atrociously, because that was when Palmer decided to get his penalty saved, and that was just, I think that was probably the lowest point of my season. I think it's ironic, isn't it, meeting up with a mate in Gary and the lowest point being out with him and essentially seeing that Palmer has had a penalty saved. Talk about depression and mental health problems. Because on that day we got some really good fixtures. Brentford Man United. Sounds like it could be tasty potentially, where Burmo could be our captain. I'm going 2-0, history's going Man United to win, and the form is suggesting 1-1. The form is terrible for both these teams. I mean, from a positive aspect for Man United, they don't lose by many. But Brentford, they just can't seem to string wins together. So, yeah, it's looking like a draw. You've then got Brighton-Newcastle, where the history is actually in favour of Brighton. Newcastle just don't like playing Brighton. But what I will say, there's a lot of goals in this game. I'm going 2-2. History's going 2-1. But the form is suggesting 3-2 to Brighton. As I'm getting shot at here. Maybe they're shooting at me. I think Fire Talk commented that it's something to do with the birds or something like that. And of course we've got another game involving teams which people will be interested in. Bowen, and I certainly tipping him for a decent week. I'm going 2-1, history's going 1-1. The form is suggesting 1-1. Just again, it's one of these games, just avoid it like the plague. Unfortunately, it's just one of those. Avoid it like the plague, I'm afraid to say. Again, another one, Chelsea-Liverpool. Apparently FF Hub's AI algorithm is suggesting captaining Salah. Don't bother. His history against Chelsea is shit. Liverpool's form against Chelsea is shit. Even they've won their last 3, but they're not exactly high scoring. Sorry, they haven't won their last 3. They've won 2 and drawn 1. It is just grim reading. And of course we've got Crystal Palace, Nottingham Forest, where I expect Crystal Palace to beat Nottingham Forest. Unfortunately, that's what I expect. I expect them to lose. But from a captaincy point of view, like I stated, you got Mahmoud Salah, Isaac, and I've thrown in Burma and Bowen for a laugh. And basically, any striker that's played against Wolves for Man City, they've got a total of 10 goals. 10 goals in 5 games. So in one occasion, which was the last time these played, they didn't have a recognised striker. Couldn't make it up, could you? Didn't have a recognised striker. Salah, this is grim reading against Chelsea. You got 4 games, 1 goal, 2 assists. And 2 of those returns came in the first game of the 6. Isaac, 5 games against Brighton. Like I stated, there's lots of goals between those teams. How many goals has Isaac got? Well, in 5 games, in those 6, he's got 1 goal, which was a penalty. And Vermo, another one, absolutely dreadful. He's played 5 games, made 1 sub-appearance. How many goals? Or how many attacking returns? Specifically, 1. And then Bowen, 6 games against Tottenham. And some of them have been quite profitable for West Ham. He's got 1 goal and 1 assist. Again, we read into history what we want, but sometimes it can be proven right, unfortunately. And even though I really want to attack this game, I see Alex Volo's going to be captain over O'Brien. I did joke on his post for 50p. That'll be my 50p, or one of my 50p's wasted. But at the moment, I'm up in betting, because betting's great. Woohoo! Promote gambling. William Hill, get involved. Sponsor us. I'll take that. But yeah, this game week, I just think it looks exciting on paper. It looks exciting on paper. I think, as I stated, a lot of the games are very, very tight. Like I state, from my point of view, Man City Wolves 2-1, Man City. Aston Villa Fulham 2-1. Everton Ipswich have gone 2-0. Leicester Southampton 2-1. Arsenal Bournemouth 1-1. I mean, in fact, the only high scoring game I've got is Brighton Newcastle. That's it. Brighton Newcastle. I do, of all the captaincy picks there from a safety point of view, of all of that, basically of Isaac, Mamouche and Salah, I think that Isaac could be the safety pick. I really do think Isaac, from mine and Ray's rank point of view, which is 600k, he is the safety pick in my opinion. But let's look at that. Hopefully I get that in shot there. Oh yeah. Oh yes. As Pat McAfee does. Great, all the trucks come by now. It's brilliant, isn't it? Typical. Bloody typical, isn't it? All the big planes are coming now. Yeah, I think that maybe it could be just a gut instinct. I did joke with Ray. Comment below who you captaining. Comment below. Get the engagement up. Fucking hell. But yeah, I'm hoping just to come out of this game week with a bit of relief, with hoping that there'll be a few differential captaincies out there, and hoping that, obviously from mine and Ray's point of view, our captaincy pays off. It's simple. On that note, I'm going to leave you with this giant plane leaving. See you later.